I'm Brett.
Okay, there we go. We are back in live once again for more Modern Age Heroes. Missing some people tonight, but that's okay. It happens sometimes. Can I get somebody to give us... Oh, actually, before we continue, we have got karma to roll.
Right.
For the month.
Okay. Guess I'll go ahead and roll that.
Okay.
1d10.
Let's see what we come up with.
Do we get birthday karma too?
Is there a birthday this month?
We're still in March, right? So my birthday.
Okay, then yes. You'll need to roll your birthday
Yeah.
XP or karma.
Roll a 1d10. So I got a 4.
Oh, the dice roller did not respond. Let me try a different one.
And
Oops.
Dale rolled in the notes chat.
I just noticed that. Yeah, whoops.
Not a huge deal, but
That's right.
That
One.
would be a 1.
Shoot.
oh
my
no!
Oh, try it again.
Yeah, these die rollers
Weird.
suck tonight.
I think one of the chaos superheroes just came in and did something weird.
6. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you got a 6.
So 6 and 4 is 10.
That was
That
6.
So that means we just earned 3,000 karma, which then makes our group bank 3,735. Okay.
So that's not bad.
Yeah. All right, got that. And
That's a good jump from where it was,
Right, exactly.
which was 750 or whatever that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do the notes here since it was Derek who did it last.
Cool.
So last time we were on Ihorix in the corporate sector at the beginning of that episode. We talked about different ways to deal with any infected ghost ships we interact with, but didn't get very far on that because, well, we would need more influence to coerce anyone at a large scale to deal with that. And we dealt with the pod that had landed on that planet. Everything's good. So we left and headed into Zelthan space, headed to Zwabos, the last remaining planet in Solanthe space. We got there and found that it has a level 3 quarantine, not due to viral infection, but to protect the populace, big air quotes. And we found that the planet, highly militarized by the Gaxian Confederacy. We then landed, and looks like a lot of stuff has been built up since last time Xenofree was there. There's a big megastructure ring surrounding the planet with space elevators heading from it to the surface of the planet. We get down to it and see that the main city has a big dome over it, very built up, but there are Gaxian military patrols and guards all over the place. This is kind of a hub, it seems, for different types of interstellar commerce. There are other species here, but any Solanthe that we find are on the surface. They're wearing clothing, and they don't act like the way they used to, per Xenofreeze's recollection. We get to a rental agency where we were going to get a conveyance so that we could move around. And that's when we discovered the whole need for Solanthe to wear clothes. That was taken care of before that became an issue. Let's see here. Seems that trying to interact with Solanthe wasn't working very well. They're not very forthcoming as far as what's happened to the Solanthe for the last several years, ever since Xenofreeze left them. But we eventually get our conveyance and ride our way into the main area where a bunch of Solanthe reside and work along with others, and find that looks like a lot of Solanthe live in these aquarium high rises, so that it mimics what they used to live in. Oh, speaking of which, they don't even get to live in their own ocean. because supposedly mining that's happening in there by the Gaxians makes it toxic. This will be here. We haven't verified that yet. Let's see here. So after looking around the residential area, we went to a bar and grill, ordered food, and talked to a woman, our server named Chicha, who turns out is a let's see here. She was from the Mayan pantheon, so she's one of those pantheonic races. And she's forthcoming and nice with information, and she suggests that we go stay at a place called the Great Ocean, which has nice rooms so that we can sleep. And there is a museum nearby where we can actually check that out and see if we learn anything else about what happened to Salanthi culture and to their race as a whole, ever since they had to abandon their destroyed world. So we got to the Great Ocean, set ourselves up with some rooms, and that is where we left off.
Go. And Shelly said "rar" in the chat, so FYI. Shelly is with us, and it's apparently roaring.
Nice.
She is Shelly. Hear her roar.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I don't know what a ferret would sound like roaring, but okay.
Fearsome.
Yeah, exactly. Fearsome. Okay. Well, it is the next day as of this point. Oddly enough, considering you've been getting used to living on the ship and waking up in a kind of classy hotel, it's throwing you off a little bit.
Yeah. So with it being everyone's wake-up time, Hyperion will then head out and head to... I guess we'll start with Heat Phantom's room and see if he's awake.
Okay. I would imagine he is. He's probably already made his bed.
Being the military man that he is.
Yep.
Early to rise. So certainly.
Cool.
Yes, come in.
Yeah, so he enters. Morning, Heat Phantom. Has everything worked out well for you for sleep?
Well, it is a different room being made for the, of course, the Acer, which we are only portraying ourselves as. So I'm not sure if it is the most comfortable for me, but it was passable. It is certainly better than many places I have slept while on missions.
When you were on Earth serving the New Prussian forces, did they have you actually sleep in different places in different countries, or how did that work for you?
Well, yes, during the war, I was on many missions traveling to different areas. Most of them classified, but so are we, so I feel comfortable talking about them. But yes, I slept on the ground. I slept in caves.
What's
Many different places.
What's the most comfortable for you? It seems that everyone has a preference for that.
The correct answer I must give is whatever the government provides. But I must say I am partial to waterbeds.
Good to know. Waterbeds. Well, excellent. Shall we go see if Pulsar is awake?
Yes, I have not come up with any way that we can gather info successfully. We must really put our heads together on this one.
I agree. We'll need to be clandestine, what with the Gaxian military being everywhere. Let's see what we can figure out. So he'll walk out with Heat Phantom to go knock on Pulsar's door.
Okay. Pulsar, actually, you were in the military at one point. You're probably already up as well.
Mhm.
Maybe not having made your bed, but you're definitely already up and basically ready. Maybe change of a shirt or something. But otherwise, yeah, you're ready.
I was going to ask, is there like, I know this is like a space like hotel, but do they have like a gym or anything like that?
You guys didn't see anything when you came in, but given the look and feel of the place, they would probably have something equivalent. You would just need to likely go downstairs and ask.
Okay. Then Pulsar is probably not in his room. He's probably gotten up earlier than normal in order to go to the gym, and he's still trying to strengthen his human body.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Sure.
So then,
Yeah, so then eventually you would go to the door and nobody responds.
okay. Then it'll be like, at this point, I'm not sure we should use our subvocal or our comlink, given the Gaxian Confederation that's nearby. They might be picking up on that. So in this case, I'll make sure to assume my 55 form, and let's see if we can find Pulsar elsewhere, since he's not in his room.
Yes. Where do you think he would go at this time of day? I might consider him being flying around, perhaps.
You don't currently have access, obviously, to the Crown network as of this point.
Right.
Lightbringer is doing Lightbringer things as of this point. However, you do have standard communication. If he has that on him, you might be able to raise him and find out where he's at.
Well, I guess he'll talking to Heat Phantom then in a hushed tone, he'll be like, I should actually defer to your experience when it comes to this clandestine, well, procedure. Do you think it would be all right for us to actually use our communicators? Or do you believe that it's likely the Gaxians would be listening in on that?
We are not in a particularly military location, so the local civilian communications may register a signal, but if it is in a similar radio frequency range, it will probably go unnoticed in the short term.
I agree with
We
you.
do not rely on the communications much.
All right, very well. We'll use that then to see if we can locate him. So then he'll sub-vocalize Hyperion to Heat Phantom. Or, sorry, Hyperion to Pulsar. Are you there?
Okay, so Pulsar, you hear something, presumably in your ear. When you're in the gym, you actually it's not full, but there's like 5 other individuals here. 2 of which are Salanthi, who are working effectively on the treadmill, for walking or whatnot, and just watching. Honestly, while you're in the gym and just kind of picking up on this, it's very much like if you walked into a gym back home. Like people just kind of seem to be doing their thing. The only difference really is how the tech looks, respective to the races, and the fact that none of them are human. So in a way, it's a little discerning, but also it's not so weird that you're completely thrown off.
Like
So
I walked into a gym for aliens, and
yeah. So two Salanthi are doing their thing,
sorry.
walking and whatnot. Yeah, no, it's okay. You had kind of a bad signal there. Then you see so two of the five that are down here are Salanthi. The other three are Gaxian. So they look like humanoid velociraptors. And one of which is like doing like these magnetic pull bars. Like every time he pulls it down, you can hear the magnets tightening and forcing the bar to be more difficult to pull down, simulating higher weight classes. And as he's the only one that's really taken note of the fact that you're working out, and he seems a little off put by it. Like you're lifting like basic weights or whatnot, on his although you can't really read it, you can tell size difference. Respectively, like he's clearly doing more than you by a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think, and yeah, Pulsar is just thinking in his mind. He's like, well, yeah, without the suit, it would be no contest, But the reason he's doing this is because he wants to be, in situations when the suit is not available, he wants to be at least strong enough to survive or
peak human condition. Yep.
Yeah, which at the moment he's not. So he's he'll try to ignore any ill looks that he gets, but just kind of stick with his workout and just try to, avoid any trouble. But yeah, now that he sees this guy who's kind of mad dogging him, I think he'll try to, give this guy a wide berth.
Okay. And just before you answer the reply, give me an intuition check.
You betcha. Okay. Pulsar is known for his intuition. Okay, a predictable white feet.
Okay, so you don't hear anything then. You can see some discussion from some of the other two Gaxians that weren't looking at you. One of which appears to be female. The other one's a male, and they were like one was spotting the other as they were working out. They seem whatever conversation they were having was probably directed or was probably caused by you.
Okay.
But anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So then I'll kind of stop what I'm doing, or I'll continue to, because with the subvocal I can do it without I could talk without moving my mouth. Is that how that works? Or
pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like
you don't want to
silently,
stand next. You don't want to stand next to somebody and do that.
Right.
But yeah, like if you're in a crowd or you're off to the side someplace, you're pretty much fine.
Okay. Then I'll make sure that they're not in hearing range of me. I'll even like kind of put what I'm doing down, head to a different machine.
There is a bit of ambient noise here, from the weights and a TV that's kind of showing in the background. So it's not quiet.
They're playing top 40. Yeah. So I'll be like, I'll say, hi, Hyperion, sorry, I'm in the gym. What's up?
You're in the gym. Excellent. Heat Phantom and I are up and about. The others either have not woken yet or are elsewhere. We were just trying to find out where you were, but you were in the gym of the hotel, I take it?
Yeah, I'll come meet you guys. It's I'm getting some weird looks from the Gaxians that are in here. Before I cause a scene, I should probably leave. But yeah, I'll meet up with you guys.
Excellent. We'll meet you at your room to make it easy.
All right, sounds good. Then he'll put down whatever thing he's using, wipe it down because he's courteous, and then he'll leave the room.
Okay, so no problem. So you step out. Probably where were you? Were you meeting them on the ground floor? Were you meeting them outside your room? Where had you decided?
Outside of my room.
Okay, so then you just take the elevator on up. Soft little hum. Zoop. And you see him come walking out. He's got a towel kind of draped around his shoulders.
Excellent. Let's head in your room for privacy and then discuss.
All right, sounds good. He'll open the room and head on in.
Cool. Go in, close the door. Excellent. Well, while we're waiting for the others, we need to determine how exactly we're going to find information related to the Salanthi that we know will be actually useful and won't garner too much attention from the Gaxian authorities. Initially, we were, of course, this morning going to go to the nearby museum to see what we could learn there. But I wonder if there's anything else that we can do to determine what's actually happened to the Salanthi culture.
If, in fact, the Salanthi are being oppressed, the museum will not provide any substantial information. It will be scrubbed to make sure that it does not present any difficult information for the people to understand.
Perhaps we could look into some sort of like, do they have like a welfare office or like a place here where Salanthi that are down on their luck could go for help? We might be able to find people that are more forthcoming or more helpful to, or more, at least more sympathetic to the Salanthi plight.
If they are in fact being oppressed, then somewhere there is a resistance here.
It seems from our server last night, she did mention that there were those who would protest on occasion, but they would be disappeared by Gaxian forces, never to be seen again. It does seem like a resistance is possible, but finding it would be a trick.
There is in fact a trick to it. We just need to protest.
Huh. You're suggesting we protest and then let ourselves get caught to see where they're taken?
It is a tried and true method if you wish to get to the underbelly of the situation. And either we will be taken before the oppressors directly, or we will be rescued by the resistance. Most notably, this plan works only when you are sure there is a resistance to be rescued by.
And probably also if the resistance thinks we're worth risking a rescue.
Right. Which unfortunately, it's not as if we have made a name for ourselves here. Not that we would want to. We're trying to stay under the radar. Interesting. Then the plan would be, how can we find out if there's a resistance? How can we make contact with them without being captured?
If this were Earth, I would start with news reports looking for disturbances, other antisocial activities that are reported. But if this is a national news service, then that material would likely be scrubbed as well.
And it would have to be something that the Gaxian Confederacy isn't monitoring at all times, which would seem to be face-to-face communications, very clandestine maneuvers, dead drops, and so forth. And the question would be how to find that. I suppose we could begin speaking to Salanthi, but that's going to come off as strange coming from us, even when we rented our conveyance yesterday. The Salanthi talking to Xenofreeze seemed to have issue with discussing anything beyond what was happening in the now. Like they had been completely converted into whatever culture they're following currently.
I would perhaps suggest frequenting the docks, someplace where otherworlders congregate, hang out, or otherwise gather, not as Solanthi or Gaxian. Um, and those places may have rumors in and out of goings on.
Interesting. Makes
Um,
sense.
mhm.
Did you
Sorry.
have an
Yeah,
idea,
sorry.
Pulsar?
Yeah, I had a thought and then it slipped out of my mind. Oh, I was gonna ask, are the Gaxians, are they aquatic? Like, can they breathe underwater?
They don't seem to have that capability. They seem to be land-based mammals. I'm sure they'd be capable of swimming, but it doesn't seem like they're actually amphibious.
Okay. Well, we probably have without Xenofreeze here, we probably don't really have a way of accessing any of their old tech, correct? Or is that something that you feel comfortable like accessing?
That's actually something else that I've noticed. It seems that the Gaxian Confederation, with all of their infrastructure, is very closely built on Dexamite technology.
Hmm.
Granted, from what we learned from Universe months back, many of the larger territory holding races seem to have much of the remnant Dexamite technology because of when they rebelled, when that empire was falling. It seems that the Gaxians are no different. Every single item that I see has some remnant of Dexamite design, especially the actual Dexamite data and power cables and plugs. They're near identical in design.
Would we know then? Because if the Salenthi are not allowed in their underwater, uh, did they have cities? Did they keep records or things underwater as well? Or
It's an excellent question. This planet was technically a Salanthi planet, but Zenri was their homeworld. However, clearly, when that was destroyed, the Gaxians took action, and now they are clearly in control of this, what used to be Salanthi's secondary world. So, it's hard to say what Salanthi could actually access in what they used to have in any underwater cities they used to have. For all we know, those have been closed or destroyed by Gaxians by now.
because I was thinking, I mean, it would be kind of a stretch, but um, heading to one of those cities and seeing if we could find like an archive that's just been left behind. Because if the Gaxians are not if they're not water breathing in a water breathing race, then they're probably just let that stuff stay under the ocean. But that, yeah, the only limit there is that we'd have to get away. We'd have to get down there. I mean, my suit will allow me to go underwater, but I don't know if we have any stealthy way of getting there. So it's kind of a long shot.
And that's the issue, doing that with stealth, since clearly, if they're doing any type of underwater ocean floor mining, they're going to have sensor networks that will likely pick up on any individuals approaching that are underwater that aren't authorized to be there. So we'd have to find an area where we wouldn't be caught, or find a way to mask our location while underwater. And only a few of us could be fully submersible by ourselves without using an actual vehicle.
What do we know what they're mining on this planet? Like, what do the Gaxians want with this place?
That is an excellent question. That may actually be the crux of what's happening here. They've put an incredible amount of effort into actually taking this world for themselves and taking it away from the Salanthi. I wonder if whatever it is they're mining is extremely valuable, hence the push to do what they've done. That should be then a high priority for what we try to figure out. What are they mining?
It must be pretty bad if they had to push the Salanthi out of their underwater homes. Like they don't want them anywhere near the mining outfit or like operations.
Right.
Or it is perhaps they are being truthful and the process is making the water toxic.
Which would be bad either way. It's clearly not fair to the Salanthi themselves. But we could, if we could get close enough to the ocean itself, take a sample and then test it ourselves to see if there are actually contaminants that would be deadly to xenofreeze. If so, they're telling the truth. If not, it's more propaganda.
I mean, we could probably get that pretty easily enough if we continue to use the shield of the White Lotus Foundation.
Excellent
here,
idea.
Yeah, we're just here to test the conditions and see what's up.
So we can try to test the water to see if what the Gaxians say about it is true. If there is contamination in the water, that would also help us determine what they're actually mining, if that is actually honest. However, if it appears to be clean, we'd have to find some other way to determine what they're mining. Beyond that, attempting to actually enter the ocean to find any remaining Salanthi underwater locations might be too risky at this point. We'd have to do some searching to see how much surveillance they actually employ under the ocean.
Jerome, when we first got here and we were on that long pier or dock type structure, how stringent were the fences along that? Like how easy would it have been to quote fall off into the ocean? Was it just a little like wire fence, or were there significant boundaries?
I mean, you could climb the fence, and there was fencing all the way around it. But you could, I mean, anybody could climb the fence. You know, it's more along the lines of, do you honestly think you would clear it before you got spotted?
Right. I was more wondering, like, was it just a general little like by the water boardwalk fence, or is it substantial enough that you couldn't accidentally fall over?
You absolutely cannot accidentally fall in.
Okay, so it is kind of like for their safety, so to speak.
Uh-huh. But
Okay.
but at the same time, the pier also had, you know, some shops and had docking placements for other ships that came in. I mean, it would look silly, but it still could be possible that when a ship is docking, you accidentally fall in. But
Sure, but
accidents
the fence
happen.
style, the fence style there was basically for preventing people from getting to the water,
Correct.
as opposed to just a little boardwalk,
Mhm.
waist high fence or anything.
Correct.
Yeah, so that would lead to the idea that it was unsafe to go in the water.
And you did see signs too that, although you couldn't read them, presumably they were warning signs.
It is certainly possible for you to get into the water. Hyperion could open one of his portals out over the ocean, and the two of you are capable of entering the water individually. My combat suit is not watertight, so I am not able to access or operate in the water individually. For that matter, Hyperion, you could just open a portal, could you not, and just reach through and pull a sample of the water out?
I could. I would need to make sure that the exit point of the portal wasn't easily seen. Otherwise, I'm sure Gaxians would detect some strange anomaly that they'd then want to actually investigate. We do have to remember that their technology is clearly far beyond that of typical human technology, and it does actually nearly match some of the most advanced tricks and pieces of tech that we have. We still have to be careful. With that said, it is possible. It's just, again, we need to be careful.
And we're also still trying to make sure that nobody knows that we're super powered, right?
Exactly. The moment they realize that we're SPBs and not the actual entities that our identities say we are, that becomes a problem.
Actually, I do have a question. Like in terms of like the limits of like the people that we're pretending to be, like, do they have higher than human strength? Are they faster than humans? Are they more durable than humans?
What's that?
Well, so like because we're pretending to be like the Aesir, right? But like, are the Aesir, like as a race, do they have super strength, or are they just
That is a great question. A very great question. But you
Yeah.
right now you don't have access to anything like that because you don't have a biological makeup of what the ACR are.
okay? Yeah, well, because I'll ask
But
Hyperion.
presumably, there's a good chance of that because you've had interactions with Shone,
Yeah,
and Shone naturally is far superior than your average human.
Yeah.
yeah. So that might give us a little bit more leeway of pulling some or doing some things that, if it's considered like something, if all of the Acer were capable of flight, for example, then maybe flying would not be that weird for us to do. But knowing what knowing what the Acer can do will also definitely make it easier for us to use our powers in ways that will not that will keep us alive, but also won't jeopardize our cover.
Some of that information we may be able to get indirectly by learning what the actual local laws are. If they were to then say, you are not allowed to use superior degrees of strength for certain things or fly of your own recognizance through the air, then we'd know that we're not supposed to be doing those things. Otherwise, they would actually stop us. And that would also tell us that there are others who clearly have those capabilities naturally. So I wonder if
Jerome,
we can obtain that.
do our rooms have any kind of internet access? Is
Yeah.
there a public information system that we can?
The equivalent thereof, yes.
Yep. And do our rooms give us any hint of any specific Azer attributes, since that they are specific to the Azer race? Do we have any?
Nothing like that. You'd have to go to a suspiciously enough, you'd probably have to go like to some sort of hospital or find somebody who could give that information to you on the down low.
Sure, but our rooms didn't have any particular attributes that when we said we're Azer,
right? The only thing that you notice is that it's typically cooler than what you're used to.
So I cranked up the heat. Okay. That Azer must not be feeling well. His room's 100 degrees. Well, then let's plug into the information system and see what information applies to Azer on this planet.
It'd also be a good place for us to kind of look for hospitals, like places where like clinics, things where down in the luck Salanthi might go in order to get some help. We'd probably be likely to find people sympathetic to their plight there, that we could maybe coax out some resistance nuggets.
Good ideas. Yeah, let's see what we can find on their public network first.
Why don't you go ahead and roll your reason there, Matt? See what you can uncover for the Azer.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, yellow feet. Nice.
Nice.
Sweet.
Air horns.
Bear, 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 bear.
Yeah.
Actually, hold on a second.
Mhm.
I actually have that sound.
Nice.
There it is. Rave horn. That'll wake everybody up. All right, so that information is currently being pulled up. It'll be just a minute.
So the welcome to our planet. If you're Asia, don't do this
Yeah.
list.
You're right.
Yeah, please do not use your god hammer to traverse the planet.
Shelly wasn't ready for the rave horn, so she couldn't get her headphones off in time. So,
Aw.
whoops.
Welcome to the potty, pal. Oh, and if there's if we run out of ideas, I can always ask the plants. Will the plants on a Salanthi planet speak Salanthi to me?
You guys are asking some great questions that probably need some follow up. So, if you want to go out there and slam your face in the water and try to talk to seaweed, go right on ahead.
I mean, are there no plants on land?
Yeah, there are. There's grass, there's trees. They look differently, but yes, there's trees.
Go
Again,
talk to it.
most everything. Honestly, the way it's all developed, it has a very Earth-like kind of feel to it. There's just enough of it different that you're not, you're clearly not on Earth. But I mean, people driving cars, going to work, going out to eat, clearly looking for entertainment, down on their luck. Like all of this is all very similar.
Yeah, so technically the plants speak Salanthi, but they have a Gaxian accent. It's really difficult to understand.
So it sounds like they're blowing bubbles, but like with Velociraptor clicks in it.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
No, I'm not going to simulate that. Okay, so while I'm pulling that up for Matt, what else are you guys doing?
All right, so we need to find that information. We need to test the water if at all possible. We need to go to where Salanthi and others congregate to see if anybody knows anything about what's happened, and to see if there is any type of Salanthi resistance here on Zawabos.
Oh, what if there's like a Salanthi, like I'm trying to think of like a worship, like a place of worship, or some sort of like cultural like place that they come to in order to celebrate some like element of their culture. Like something like that might be a good place to find the people who are kind of deep in the in maintaining their culture and such on the planet, especially with all the stuff going on.
Those would be places that would best be visited by Ixion. If they are under duress, they would generally only speak with one of their own kind.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was thinking kind of like if there's like on Earth, if there's like a culture festival or something, like to kind of celebrate like the culture that was left behind in a previous place, like that there might be something like those kind of I'm blanking on the words, but like those kind of centers of culture where people will go to remind themselves of like kind of who they are and where they came from.
That would not persist in an oppressed society.
Well, are the Gaxians oppressing them like on paper, or is it like a secret oppression? Because they might be willing to let some of that stuff happen if it's deemed.
The Solanthi are no longer allowed in their oceans. They must wear clothing in public. They now live in high-rise buildings. I would not call them communes per se, but they are segregated in a sense in buildings of their own environment. They seem second-class citizens in an integrated society.
I concur. That seems to be what's going on so far. We just need to know to what degree, why specifically they're doing that to them on this planet, and if there is a resistance that we can help in whatever way we can. I wonder as well, since the Gaxians are a part of the Galactic Union, was what they've done technically legal or illegal based on any laws that exist as a part of that union?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering, because if they're here as an oppressive force, then yeah, it would make sense that all of those like cultural things would be stomped out, because by denying them those things, it would be very obviously a sign that like they've taken this place over like by force, and that they are being oppressed. But if it's meant to be the Gaxians have kind of stepped in as like oh no, what's going on? No, let us help you. You can't go in your oceans. If it's meant to make the Gaxians look good, they might be more willing to allow certain amounts of like cultural pride or things like that if it allows the nearby systems to see them as oh, they're helpers, they're not oppressors. But it depends on what the like what I guess what flavor of genocide they're going for. Are they going for a soft one or a hard one?
The impression that I received is that the Solanthi welcomed the Gaxian with open arms as rescuers or saviors.
Okay, so it sounds like the Gaxians are at least trying to save face while they mine their planet for whatever they're here for. So it's worth a shot. We can kind of see where do the Salanthi tend to let off steam. No pun intended.
Good idea. Perhaps some of this information could also be gathered from their local network. Of course, we could simply meander about the area on the
Which
conveyance we
I
have.
gave you the stuff that Matt pulled up, or Heat Phantom pulled up in the chat.
Got it.
More
Yep.
than you could ever want.
Yeah, reading through it right now.
Nice. Okay.
Is it in the Facebook chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have recovered some information from the network here. While the Aesir resemble us humans, it appears they are more durable. They have a crystalline structure in their bones. They do have superior sensory and reflex over us. They do have, it appears, some regeneration as well as an extreme immune system. They seem to be quite suited for combat. But they are far beyond the human capacity of reflexes and spatial awareness and exceptional memory. They are long-lived and long-memoried race. I am suddenly feeling very inferior.
All right, so it sounds like those of us who do have like a little bit of super strength might go, as long as we don't go too crazy with it, might not seem that weird. Probably even like you're running Heat Phantom, as long as you're not hitting like supersonic levels, you probably could move a bit faster, and people would just assume that that's typical.
This is good information.
Possible. But there is nothing that suggests they have significantly superior power
Mhm.
insofar as SPB levels.
Yeah, that's good to know, because if we needed to throw down with a fight, you know, it'll be hard. It would be hard to explain. Oh yeah, no, I sometimes shoot atomic fire from my head. No big deal.
All right. Well, now that we have that information, we need to decide what to do next. It'd probably be unwise for us to split apart. We should stay together no matter what we're doing here. We can either try to obtain a sample of their water so that we can test that. Of course, we would also need access to materials to do that. Or I could simply take that back home through a conduit, test it, and return. Or we can try to do what Pulsar just mentioned and find a place where the Salanthi gather, congregate, maybe with others, and see if there's any way that we can coax information from them.
Yeah, sounds good. I do like the idea of Heat Phantom was saying earlier about going to like a dock, because we could get people from all sorts of places. We could hear their opinions on things, and if it's close to the water, we could also two birds with one stone. You guys don't happen to have a telekinesis or anything like that to grab a scoop of water, would you?
I can create hard light versions of my copies to accomplish that.
Oh. Yeah. Do we have any vials or anything like that that we could easily kind of pocket or keep in our bags?
No.
We don't have them here, but
But
there
you
may
could try
be a
and seal
store.
off a cup.
Did this place have the equivalent of water bottles at the gym?
Oh, I could go back and check.
If that's not available, we might be able to simply purchase whatever simple gear we need at some sort of general store. We still have thousands of galactic credits to use.
Okay. Sounds good.
Excellent. Let's head downstairs and see if there are any bottles we can easily use. If so, we'll do that. If not, we'll acquire others and then journey around the area in our conveyance to see if we can locate a congregation spot and then observe. So we'll go ahead and head downstairs so Pulsar can get his water bottle or two, if possible.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, charge to the room.
Yeah. Okay. So Hyperion and Heat Phantom step outside and just wait, like in front of the hotel.
Yeah.
And Pulsar, you go, walking back in there and kind of, like looking around or whatnot. They do have a dispenser machine for some basic items, like if you need extra towels or like, water bottle, snack vendor. It's the only difference really is that they're all in like one machine, but essentially it looks like a vending machine. So you've got one, it's got the vending machine, like on one side, it's got some water bottles. It has like rolled up towels in it. It has a couple rows of like generalized snacks for people to consume. So they just have it all in one particular vending machine.
Okay. I'll grab us some water bottles and some snacks for us to. Yeah.
Okay. So you have to put your badge up to it, or the room card or whatnot, and it charges it to the room.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if they've entrusted Pulsar with holding the money, so yeah, he'll just do that.
Or are they afraid he's going to give it all out?
Oh yeah. Nah.
Reality bleed.
In a different accent. Why are
Oh,
you
yeah.
speaking like you're Russian?
It's so weird playing a game where I'm not using an accent.
But as you're getting that, someone throws their arm around you at this point, and he's like, "Buddy, hey, welcome back."
I'm gonna kind of look over. Is it who I think it is?
No, it's a Gaxian you've never met.
Okay, but it's not.
He's got bright red scales and kind of a feathered neck plume.
This is not the guy that was like eyeing me at the
Nope.
At the gym. No. Okay.
Nope.
And what color was the plume?
It doesn't say, just feathered neck plume. So
Oh, feathered. Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna kind of turn to him and just be like trying to do like a what I imagine an Aesir kind of, well, I guess I'll just talk normal. Just be like, sorry, friend, I think you have me at disadvantage. Do I know you?
He says, "No, but you really should," sort of thing, with his talon hand, like he's amped about something. And he says, "The name's Garrick Zoll. And I've got an offer for you. It's going to change your life. Walk with me a moment. Let me tell you about it."
I've actually got an appointment.
Okay, trust me. You give me like 5 minutes. We'll walk around the pool. If I don't have you hooked, then go to your meeting. Go live your life. Go do whatever. Mazel mazel. Good stuff.
I don't know, friend. I really gotta get going. I really appreciate it. Could we maybe talk later?
He says, "Yeah, sure." Looks at his watch. He says, "Okay, right this way." He starts walking with you like right out to the poolside. There's nobody really there, but it looks like maybe somebody was at one point in time, so the waves are still kind of kicking up a little bit.
All right, so yeah, this guy's not letting me get away from him.
No. He's too much of a salesperson for something like that. He said, and he's like, "Listen, I saw how you put the kibosh on that guy back in the gym a little while ago. You made him think you were a lot weaker than you really are, eh? Kind of elbowing you in the side. Not hard, but like elbowing you in the side,
yeah.
like, I'm in on the joke sort of thing."
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, well, I'm not here to show off. I'm just here to just stay fit. Spending a lot of time on a ship.
So he takes his hand and claps it on your back, sort of thing. He says, "Ah, see, I knew it. I had you pegged. You're the honorable type, the clean cut. I can work with that. I can absolutely work with that. How would you like to make a boatload of credits for 15, 20 minutes of work? Totally legit."
It sounds totally legit. Look, I work for the White Lotus, so I'm not really in dire need of credits right now. But I appreciate the offer.
The White Lotus, they don't pay nothing. Come on, man.
I mean,
everybody knows that's mostly volunteer anyways.
Helping people is its own reward.
Hey, there you go. You could be helping other people get rich. And you could even donate some to the homeless Salanthi.
And what is this opportunity that you're offering me, friend?
He says, "Picture it now. Arena fight."
Oh, you want me to fight in an arena?
Absolutely. I know you got it in you. I can see it. I can already tell. See, I got an eye for this kind of thing, kid.
I appreciate it, but no, I think I've got to pass. But thank you for the.
He's like, "Are you absolutely sure? I'm telling you, you could change a lot of lives. How about we do this? That you're kind of hung up on the fence and the whole the white medic group." He says, why don't, since you're so concerned, why don't we take your fight purse and just donate it to the charity of your choice? How's that tickle you fancy? You could
Yeah.
really be helping people. We could put that out there as soon as you step into the ring. Fighting for, and then whatever your charity of choice right below it. It's good PR, kid.
How, you know what? My time is up, but do you got a card? Like, let me mull it over.
And he says, all right, only for you. And so he pulls out, like, basically it's a card, but it's like a metallic card that has what would probably be the equivalent of like Braille written across it. But all you really have to do is just kind of like run your finger across, and it comes up a little holographic image of the information you need.
Is it similar to the card that we got on the other planet where we were the taxi driver?
Yep.
That was hooking us up. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll say.
I mean, it looks a little different, like you would imagine a business card would, but essentially all the same thing.
All right. The tech is similar. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So I'll pocket the card and I'll say, yeah, let me mull it over. I'll be in touch.
Okay, he says, all right, but the fights are all set up for tomorrow. So if I'm going to get you in, let me know by the end of tonight. I'm telling you, it could be big, could be real big. And he's like, you know, kind of doing one of these numbers and pointing you to the chest. He's like, you got it in you. I'm telling you, you got it in you. And if you don't trust me, run that name by anybody you think might matter. My name's Goldwiz is concerned. I'm a fight promoter.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Garrick. I'll be in contact with you.
And so he nudges you again. He says, "Don't forget to use that strength of yours." Oh man, can't wait to see some lights go out because of that.
Yeah. Well, I'll talk to you later, Garrick, and I'll start heading out the front door.
Okay. And so he walks off, and he ends up going to the machine too. That looks like he's grabbing something to drink, but it's an energy drink, as if he really needed it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. Please. That dude does not need a Red Bull. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna immediately, as soon as I kind of get out, and just be like, I need an adult.
Huh. So, what was it that individual wanted? Seems that he was talking to for a few minutes.
He said he clocked me at the gyms and that he understood that I wasn't pulling at my full strength, which jokes on him. But he wants he thinks that I would make a good arena fighter. He wants me to possibly fight and make money in the pits, I guess, somewhere in here.
Interesting.
At first, I was pretty firmly in the refusing side of things, but I figured I maybe should run it by you guys in case we think that this might be a good way of possibly getting in somewhere on the inside. But I don't know. Seems kind of out there. He's really pushy.
That actually does sound like something that could be in our favor, especially if you win and garner a reputation in that arena.
He did say I could I could technically run or fight in this and use the money as like donated to a charity of my choice and make a big deal of it. So if we wanted to get in with any Solanthe groups, I could like donate the money to like their culture, to their efforts or something. But I don't know. It wasn't something I wanted to agree to right out the gate. But yeah, I got his card. So if we figure it might be a good idea later on. He says I have to let him know by tonight though, because the fights are tomorrow.
Understood. Then while we're
My
out,
question would be, is it illegal fighting or is it illegal fighting?
That's a good question. His name is Garrick Zool. He said I could ask around about him. So if we can get access to like a data pad or something, that might be a good name to look up to see, is this a common scam or is this guy legit? Is he the Don King of the Velociraptor people?
Hmm. Well, this could be an excellent opportunity. Yes, we should find out as much about Mr. Zool as we can. At the same time, given that idea about giving to charity, while we're out and about, we could try to determine if there is any specific charity that would benefit the Salanthe. All right. Well, let's head out and see what we can find.
Okay. Oh, Jerome, like, so if I'm not like physically wearing my suit, I can access like some of the strength if I need to, right?
Yeah. You have to manifest it in some way though.
Okay.
So like
So
manifest it as a belt, or something.
okay, it'll be like my bodysuit that I wear to my matches or something like,
Yeah.
like my wrestling
Yeah,
match.
or make it look like a jumpsuit or something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can keep it a little low key. Obviously, it's still going to start if people start looking. It's going to, and they know how to look. It's going to come up as there's a spike in energy around you, but visually it won't. It's not always going to just trigger like that. You have
Mhm.
complete control of what it looks like.
Okay. Yeah, because that'll also be a problem if I decide that, oh yeah, I am gonna do this because, oh, all of a sudden, like, this guy is glowing red. Um, Hopefully the Gaxians don't have thermal vision. But yeah,
Well,
I could get punched in the face for the cause.
I have a feeling that you could do much more than that for the cause, given your capability. We've all seen you fight. Don't sell yourself short.
I mean, it's more of a I I probably wouldn't want to use my full strength here because that's absolutely going to get us caught.
Well, I have faith that you'll be able to control your punches. But given that, let's see what we can find.
Right?
So we'll get in our van, and Hyperion will drive them around town to see what types of meeting areas we can find.
Okay. So you're just wandering around like in general.
Pretty much, yeah. Like if anything catches our eye, then we can slow down, see what's going on, that type of thing.
Sure. So you pull. You're in actually a nice area of town at this point, where the hotel is at. Or actually around the corner, there's this nice roundabout, and it has a landing / parking structure at one end, and then around it are nice little mom and pop style shops, where the fountain that sits in the very middle is kind of a little bit of it's kind of like a small park in the middle, but so not very big. It would be like enough for a dog walk sort of thing. So a little bit of green, not a lot, but there's of course a fountain in the middle. And most of the traffic in this area is foot traffic. So you've got some eateries, you've got some little mom and pop stores, you've got a couple food carts out. Most of the people here are obviously like Gaxian or Salanthe. One or two happen to be like of other races. Like you end up spotting. You actually end up spotting a Duridian at one point who seems to be mulling over the menu outside of one of the stores. Just casually, just like it's no big deal. Like nobody seems to think anything of him. And then you've got you actually have an Ildari there who is actually dressed more in like loose fitting clothing, almost monk like in a way. And he happens to be occasionally tossing something out towards the fountain. And what would pass for birds, like would race down there real quick, like gobble something up and then start looking around like, oh, where'd the food come from, sort of thing, and he just eventually throws them out again. So it's multiracial, kind of. It's pretty chill.
Okay. While we're driving around, Hyperion will be like, Heat Phantom, in your experience, or really just per your professional opinion, if you were trying to develop some sort of resistance for a people in a location, what type of area would you do that in? Someplace like here or somewhere else?
Well, there would be two types of locations. First off, the people are going to want to stay unobserved. They're going to want to blend in. Um, so in that role, we are probably in an area where there are resistance members, if there are any. But if we wish to find them, we need to go to areas that the government has less control over, where they can hide or blend in, um, and the government will not seek them there. So a slum or a designated danger or a zone that is considered abandoned. Those are the places where the elements that are more direct will seek to hide in.
All right. Well then, let's head there. It'll probably be easier to locate something in that type of venue than here where everything appears to be fine.
If we were to start inquiring here and there are resistance members, it would get back to the leadership in some way. But it is a slow process. The other concern is anybody we speak to, if this is an oppressive government, anybody we speak to could be an informant as well.
Do you think it would be more likely that informants of that nature would be in this area of town compared to the more run-down areas?
Yes. The informants, just like the resistance, will want to appear as normal as possible. In areas where there's an active leadership of resistance hiding, they will ferret those informants out much quicker and remove them from the environment.
All right. Well then, it sounds like first heading to the slums might be the safer approach so that we don't give away our intentions. Let's see what we can find there. So then,
The difficulty with that is we do not blend in ourselves. But we have not determined that this is an oppressive government or that there is, in fact, a resistance to it.
that's true. If we do need some sort of proxy to blend in, if I have enough data, visual data, by observing, I could create a copy at a distance and then act through it as a proxy to make connections, contacts, or have conversations if we need. But until then, let's go ahead and keep exploring, see if anything actually catches our eye.
Okay. Everybody give me an
Jerome?
intuition check.
Is there access to the public information network from the vehicle we're in?
Yep.
So
That's,
while we're
that's
driving
how
around,
you can tell where you're going.
okay.
Oh, nice.
While we're driving around, Phantom will be doing searches on areas of unrest or information like news reports of like terrorist activity.
Sure.
Be sure to turn the safe switch on.
What was that, George?
No, I said make sure to turn the safe search on.
Safe search.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just because if they see like people looking up that stuff from our vehicle, it could be. But I got a green feet.
White feet for me.
Okay.
And white feet for me for my search.
Okay, so everybody's like looking around. You're not finding anything in particular, online or whatnot. Pulsar, as you guys are driving around and just kind of looking for the slums, you're the first to pick up on you don't find any. You have some areas of town that look maybe a little bit older, maybe a little more original, but nothing here looks unclean, run down. Nothing here immediately speaks to destitution of any kind.
Huh. Guys, maybe this place doesn't have a slum, or at least if there is one, maybe it's not here.
Hmm. Yeah, we haven't found anything yet, have we?
I am not seeing anything particularly obvious for disturbance or any kind of terrorist activity in the news.
Well, we could head to other gathering places, even if they don't have anything that seems to be poverty-stricken or run down. Something where there'd be plenty of ambient noise, plenty of places to not be observed while still being in public, like a crowded restaurant or some sort of entertainment venue, something.
Or churches or places like that.
I would
Wait,
still think the dock type area where other species gather and could share gossip or news on and off the planet might be the place where we would get more direct interactions.
Good point. We'll head there first to see if we can find anything there before doing a more intense search. So we'll go ahead and drive towards like wherever like the docks or piers are in the area.
Okay, so it's back from where you guys landed, and its fact is, you guys are starting to come in. You can see that skyhook vessel in the distance that circles the planet. Basically, you can see it drop down. Since it's daytime at this point when you're going there, you can see it. It's at somewhere out on the sea. It drops down to sea level, and then when it comes back up, it looks like it's probably carrying something. It just keeps going.
Okay, so like, what did it like come down and like go literally into the ocean and then go back up?
No,
into
like it probably came near the surface somewhere.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You never see it disappear completely.
Got it. Okay. Interesting. They are bringing things, it seems, from the surface into their orbital ring. It'd be good to know what that is.
It would certainly be export goods. The elevator is obviously much cheaper than rocket fuel to break materials into orbit to ship.
Jerome, could I use the kind of our little nav computer thing can I like see if we can find out like what kind of breakdown of what elements are like most common on this planet? Maybe that might give us an idea of like the kind of stuff that they might be mining.
Yeah, absolutely you can.
Yeah, I'm thinking about stuff in like kind of in the same way that we can kind of guess at like what is in the core of like planets in our solar system, if there's something kind of like that level of like information for this planet.
I mean, sure. Go ahead and give me a reason check.
Okay. Ooh, that is a 2.
Okay, that would make it a white result then.
Yep.
So yeah, all you get is some basic travel information. You don't get anything close to really what it is you're wanting. But I mean, they do still occasionally promote travel to the planet.
Okay. When they like in terms of tourism, like coming to places like this. Okay.
Yep.
Are there other cities like this on the planet, or is this like the main one? Or
No, there are other planets like this, or I should say, other cities like this, but all of them are the same setup,
Okay.
domed and on some vestige of surface, not underwater.
Okay. Is the air toxic too? Like the
Nope.
air outside the dome? No.
Nope.
Huh. Okay. Wonder why they would dome a city if the air isn't toxic.
It could be for structural reasons. It could be for defense. We actually don't know what the dome is made of, but if anything were to be headed towards the city, it could be deflected by the dome. Or it could be used to keep things in as well as keep things out.
It may even be weather control.
That as
Mm.
well. It likely has multiple uses simultaneously. So then, do we manage to make it like to the docks and
Yeah.
whatnot, Jerome? Okay.
Yeah. You can just
Do
park
we-
really wherever. It looks again much like you would imagine docks in New York or New Jersey.
Okay. All right. So then he goes ahead and parks where it seems like he's allowed to. He's like, all right. Well, at this point, we can walk around, see what we can find. Try to keep your ears open, listen for anything out of the ordinary or something that might be too ordinary. Heat Phantom, we're going to be leaning on your expertise when it comes to clandestine movements and what have you. So, of course, be on the lookout. Go ahead and get out and start walking around.
Okay. Well, obviously, where you're at right now is there's several warehouses as well as docks nearby. Most of it's fenced off. There is a little center not far away that does have available open parking, and it has the equivalent of like 2 food trucks that sit right outside, so you can smell amongst the aquatic fare. Being near dockside and whatnot, you picking up the scent of something grilled coming from that particular area. And basically they've got food trucks at either end of this medium-sized parking lot. I should say it's kind of small, and then in the middle where they've taken up a couple parking spots with some tables and chairs, and based on what you're looking at, it looks like this is probably people getting off, having lunch at this point, probably working on the docks or something related, and having a bite to eat.
Are there any other like cantinas, cafes, bars
Not
in the
here,
area as well?
but probably closer to areas of more tourism. You guys basically just said, I'm looking for the docks. I'm going to park here, and not really so much that. So you'll have to do a little bit of walking. But I mean, yeah, there probably is, but you have to have more of a cause for it. So more tourism.
Yeah, I'm actually looking intent-wise for areas where like the ship's crews take their R&R kind of off the ship, where they're drink and conversation.
Well, this would probably be
rumors.
one of them. But if you're looking for something that's a little that's bigger, you're gonna have to keep walking.
Yeah, it's probably a good starting point to at least establish their presence. So from here, it might be easy to make contact with the ship's crews and learn how they interact going in and out. The repeat crews will know more about the areas.
Excellent. I'll need to follow both of your leads since I am, of course, supposed to be an assistant droid. Therefore, whatever you both feel makes sense as far as interacting with others, go for it. And I'll follow.
All right. Gani, do you wish to have anything specific to eat? I suggest we spread the credits around a little bit and purchase for others to establish ourselves.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Yeah, let's yeah, yeah, let's just go to what smells nicest, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
So you, again, you can't really read what's being said, but as you take a moment to kind of look around to the food trucks, one of which looks like it's one of which is probably serving local cuisines of some kind. It is a little different than the one that you're standing a little bit closer to, and that one looks like it's probably doing something closer to seafood.
okay.
Colorations of both, both vehicles are clearly different. You've got different types of people lined up in front of both. The one that's doing seafood, it looks like they have a Gaxian cook as well as counter person in there.
I'm gonna sub vocally to Hyperion. What do you think the chances are that the fish or the seafood that's like they're cooking here is something that was caught here? Because if the oceans are toxic, could that?
So vocally responding, it might be that the reasoning they're using is the toxicity is specific to Salanthi and perhaps not the local fauna within the ocean. Or they might say that they've cleaned whatever fish they've taken. In any case, trying to find out if they actually are catching the fish locally would be an excellent start. Of course, trying to get a sample wouldn't help us because they'd be grilling it and destroying whatever's within, but have a conversation, see what they're willing to say.
Okay. I'll look at Heat Phantom. Like, do you want to talk to this guy, or do you want me to do it, or?
I have an idea. I will approach them.
Okay.
So Phantom will go over and get in line for food. Specifically the seafood truck.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And when he gets up to the counter,
so
all
you
right.
see a Gaxian kind of lean forward with bronze scales and a feathered crest going down their neck. And so she looks to you for a second and she says, so what can I do for you, kid?
Well, I admit I am a bit of a tourist, and what attracted me to your vehicle was actually your crest. It's quite striking. But do you have anything other than the seafood?
She says, "Oh, we've got a little bit, yeah. We've got some." She lists off like 2 or 3 things that are sound like they're probably typical, like the equivalent of burger and fries. She says it's not really our main thing. Obviously, we tend to sell a lot of nebula eel. Your kind ever have that?
I have certainly had eel, but I am not sure that it is nebula eel. But is it safe? I mean, isn't the ocean toxic here? Can we not eat this?
And so like a couple people who are in line like kind of do this like look over as you're asking, and then she bristles a bit as her feathers kind of hackle up as you ask that, and she says, what kind of food eatery are you expecting me to run here? Of course it's clean. This is all imported. I have to pay extra just on the tariffs alone.
Import. That is very well. I suppose it is not strange considering the rules of the ocean, but it is so popular that you are able to afford the cost of importing it. Um, I'm very surprised. What is your recommendation for the best dish then?
She's so at that point she's a little perturbed at how you've kind of handled it. She's like, well, our best dish is just happens to be the nebula eel.
Then I will certainly take an order of that, please, and also the other non-seafood dish that you recommended. I will have one of those as well.
So she's like, okay, we need number 5 and number 12, and you can hear sizzling start, in the background, and so she slides the pad to you, tells you the price.
And I will expend some of our credits.
Okay. So you have expended a total of 30 credits.
That puts us at 7,320 left.
It puts us at a lot.
Yeah.
For the moment. Oh, and I will need a drink as well. What do you recommend to go with this?
She says the number 5 already comes with it, so just name your flavor. She kind of points over the side of like 5 different types of drinks that you have no idea, what they are, with the exception of the color of the label.
We'll take the orange one.
Okay. She's like, orange. And she kind of looks over there real quick as you're probably pointing to that one. She goes, oh, right. Okay. So she grabs a cup, starts pouring that out.
All right. And then taking the food, I'll return to our assistant droid and our best friend here.
Okay.
Yeah,
So sitting a table away from you is a rather large looking Ubari with his heavily armored skin and broad frill collar and whatnot. Kind of bluish in color. He's just polishing off the 5th tray at this point, and he's sitting next to a trash can. So it's like as he finishes, he just like shoves the rest of them off into the trash can itself. And one looks like some Salanthi, ends up telling him like a joke or something, and he laughs, like really loud and slaps the table like really, really loud and just jovial. He has like a jumpsuit on, probably manual labor of some kind. So he clearly not like an officer or a corporate type or whatnot. He works for a living.
So sitting down, I will dole out the food so we can split it and try the different pieces.
Okay.
It is I did not wish to anger them, but I poked at them and they indicated that the seafood is imported. It is not from the ocean here. So I believe it would be safe to eat. I was very concerned that we were eating polluted seafood.
Yeah. Now we just gotta hope that this is something our systems will process. But yeah, that's good to know. Let's see.
Hyperion will subvocalize the Ubari that's sitting nearby. He seems to be in a very good mood and looks to be a local worker. I wonder if he would be in such a good mood as to have a conversation with us and discuss what he's seen since working here. What do you two think?
I agree. It would be worth approaching him.
Any of
But
you
how do
who
we
taste the eel, it tastes like chicken, mixed with sticking your tongue against a 9-volt battery with a little bit of pepper.
Yeah, the eel's not bad. It's no unagi, but it's
I detect a certain current to its flavor.
yeah, that must be the nebula. But yeah, that's pretty good. As far as the guy behind us, Jerome, can we like, because you mentioned he's wearing like a jumpsuit. Is there
Mhm.
anything like indicators like tool belts, things that we can
Yep.
kind of glean a little bit more about his?
Yeah, he's got a tool belt right next to him. He's not wearing it, obviously, because the type of tools he has on him
Mhm.
would make it hard to sit on a bench.
Okay. Can we tell what kind of work he does based on the tool belt? Is it like
No.
no? Okay, because I was asking if it was like a tackle box and a big old fishing rod, or
Oh yeah,
versus
no,
like
not like that.
okay,
No, they're tools of a trade that somebody does manual labor, not fishing.
okay, um, okay, yeah. Let's see. In terms of because I know a bunch about spaceships. I don't know if I could use that to kind of get in a conversation with him, but yeah. Uh, he Phantom, do you want me to take this one or?
I perhaps have another idea, but perhaps you would be the one to approach them with it. There is a Salante sitting with him. We could ask how this food compares to how it used to be before the pollution.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Uh, yeah, and I'll kind of sub-vocally just kind of like end. Do you guys think it's a problem if we use the White Lotus um thing as a cover here? Is that going to raise too many eyebrows, or should we have another cover that we use sometimes?
Because we've already been using the white lattice accord cover, we should stick to that. Suddenly changing while we're out and about could raise suspicion.
Hmm.
Of course, we don't have to initially indicate who we're with, but if they ask, use that as our continuing cover.
Okay. Right. Um, and if they do ask, as far as like why we're here, um, what is our official story that we've been going with?
We are a special envoy going to different planets to test the viability of said planets, especially understanding that the oceans of Zawabos are polluted, trying to make sure that that hasn't affected the local populace in any negative way.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure, just in case they do ask, well, what are you doing here? I have a good enough answer for them. Okay.
Excellent point.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll take a little bit of the like if there's any part of the food I can carry with me and not make too big of a mess. I'll just kind of stand up, walk over to the table with the. Is it just the two of them, the Salanthi and the Ubari?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just come over and just be like, you guys seem like you're having a good time. Do you mind if I join you?
So the Salanthi just kind of motions with his hand. The Salanthi. Oops. One second. Obviously, it looks like liquid, mostly clear with metal flecks going through him, almost as if it was mostly clear water, but had a bit of dirt that ran through him.
Mhm.
You know how, like, when you dump dirt into a glass of water, a clear glass of water, you can sometimes see like metallic, like flakes or
Mhm.
rocks that
sediment.
reflect the some sort of sediment. Yeah. So he kind of motions his hand, and the other guy, he's like, "No, go ahead, sit down. Haven't seen And he pauses for a second, and he looks to the Salanthi, and he says, "Azir, Heliopolin," and he's like, "God, what are your type? in quite a while.
Ace here. But yeah, but no, I appreciate it, and just kind of sit down at the table and just be like, so what are you guys eating? We got from that truck, but yeah, we're kind of we just got here. We're kind of interested in kind of seeing what the how this food stacks up against the local stuff.
So Salanthi at that point, he speaks up. He's like, "Well, the better question is, what hasn't he eaten?" So he's like, "Ah, ha, ha!" And he slaps his hand down on the table, sort of thing. And he says, "That's you. Too true, you." And he says, "So that would be noodles and whatever else that they're selling over there." And then I think he had some of the seafood from the truck beside us.
Oh yeah, we just got some of their stuff. The Nebula Eels is pretty good. What do you guys think?
At this point, the Ubari, he's doing the Italian pinch sort of thing. He just amazing. Love it. Second best part of my job.
What's the first best part of your job?
He says, "I love what I do."
All right. Also, sorry, didn't mean to just sit in and start a conversation. Not my name is Gani. I'm with the White Lattice Accords. Yeah, just visiting Zwabos. Yeah, pleased to meet you all.
And so there's like, oh, sort of thing. It's like, White Lattice Accord. So what, you filing a report or something?
No, just here on the planet, we're just seeing how everything is.
So the Ubari's like, all right, well, I'm Varric Dahl, and this reflective watery jerk off over here, he says, that's Tolve.
All right. I'll be like, oh, very nice to meet the both of you. But yeah, no, actually, we were kind of hoping, we're actually kind of hoping to, well, a member of our team is Salanthi, and we were kind of hoping to, surprise him by taking him to a place that's got, food, the food that he grew up with, like Tolveg. Could you recommend a spot, or like, what do you, what kind of stuff do you, what would you recommend for us to take our friend to?
Your friend has Salanthi tastes? He kind of he kind of looks like a little awkward at that point and says, all right, well, most of those places are kind of the classier shops because they all have to like genetically grow the safely from what we're told, genetically grow the wildlife. But yeah, there's a couple restaurants down near downtown that you could probably go to if you're looking for authentic tastes.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. We'll have to take a look. But yeah, how does this food compare to the the Salanthi food?
He's like, well, it's not bad. The noodles have got kind of a zest to them, but yeah, it's not bad. It loses a little something, I think, when it has to be imported.
Yeah, I can understand that. Okay. But yeah, is there anything else in this food court area or this with these other trucks that you recommend we grab? We're just just trying to get a feel and a taste for everything.
So at that point, Varric chimes back in and he says, you ever have any of that Alinar meat?
We haven't been anywhere where they were serving Alinar stuff, so I'm not familiar with it.
And he says, you get the chance. Those guys are amazing hunters. They do a great job of smoking meat. And top notch.
Right.
Like Alinar barbecue. Oh, he does the thing again. He's like, oh,
That man, barbecue does sound good. I just ate and already. I'm already hungry. But yeah. But yeah. I mean, I talked a little bit about myself, but because I'm making friends, like, tell me what do you guys do around here?
So Varric chuckles at your awkwardness. Tall just he shrugs. He says, "Cargo drone supervisor." And he says, "That tall piece of meat, beside you." He says, "He's just he works in cargo as well. More heavy lifting." And he's like, "Yeah." Flexes one of his his big arms at that point.
Man, no wonder you're putting away the plates. You gotta load up for work.
Of course, I got 4 stomachs to feed.
4 stomachs. Oh man, that is 2 more than I heard Ubari have. That's amazing.
He says, and Ubari has only 2 stomachs. They might as well go get the handicap placard.
Oh man. I'll keep that in mind the next time I hear one say he's got 2 stomachs. I was like, oh, hey, not bad.
He says, not bad. That's cripple.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I got the one. It's a good one, but I got the one. But
And
I
so he laughs at that point. Like, you probably can't take any kind of spice, can you?
A little bit. It depends. Some spices are crazy, but I like a little kick in my food. You got a recommendation for a place here that does something that'll get my tongue excited?
He's like, absolutely. And he gives you the name of a restaurant that's specifically Ubari cuisine.
Okay. Like I came over here for information. I'm just getting the Zagat guide of like where to go for. But yeah, I'm trying to think of. Okay. You know what? I'll say yeah, we're kind of on our lunch break. We gotta get back to work. But yeah, but like what do people do for fun around here? Like when work is over, you want to find a place to have a drink, have a good time. What do people do around here for fun?
So at that point, Varric kind of looks you over for a second. He says, "Aren't you a little scrawny for a good time?" I don't know. I haven't met many. And he looks to Tall at that point, and he says, "Azier." And he says, "I haven't met many. But come to think about it, you're the first Azier I've met."
I mean, depends, I guess, on the good time, who I'm having it with, and what we're doing. Yeah, you know what I mean. Kind of gives a little elbow.
And he's like, "Aha! I caught that. I caught that." He says, "Tall, that was a breeding joke. He's looking for somebody to breed." And so he's just like, "Oh, I did not need to imagine that. Thanks." And so he's like, "I think there may be some of your kind if that's what you're looking for. I don't know those kind of clubs." He's like, "But he says, if you're anything like me, you take in the fights. The fights are great." He says, "But if you're looking to just lose your pants, there's always, gambling and whatnot."
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't specifically thinking about sowed some wild.
Sure, you weren't. He's like doing this sort of thing with his eye, winking and kind of nudging you, and you're almost sliding off the bench.
Listen, I work at Galactic Relations. It's
and so at that point, Tall just goes like this, and he's like, it's Galactic Relations, smooth.
That's what I tell my tax man. Anyway, gotta write it off. But yeah, that's it's our first time here on Zalba, so yeah, just wanted to get an idea of what people do for fun around here. But yeah, no, thank you. The fights are, what kind of stuff we're looking at? Like fight to the death, just knocking people out? Is it?
No. It's no one's fighting to the death. We're not that barbaric. Crying out loud. And Tall, chimes in. He's like, no, it's all sanctioned fights. We don't get any of the big name fighters out here. It's too backwater for that. But you can still get them on, online. Watch some of the big fights through the Galactic Network. But I mean, you never know. Sometimes you get a scrappy fighter from somewhere out back like this, and they make a name for it.
Huh.
He's like, oh yeah, that guy who came from the free worlds, right? And he's like, yeah, there you go.
Do you know what's the guy's name? Maybe I heard of him. Well, I mean, not heard of him. I'm not claiming to say I know him.
So at that point, Varric's like, oh, that was Gorvak Tren. He made a name for himself, made quite a bit of money, and then I think he went off and became a mercenary or something like that.
Okay.
And Hyperion will subvocalize, also ask about your friend Garrick Zool. Perhaps they know about him.
Okay. What kind of okay, can do. And I'll say, you know what? Actually, I met a guy earlier today. Said his name was Garrick Zool. I guess he's like a fight promoter or something for these fights. So
Yeah, so they both kind of look, they both kind of like,
oh, you know him?
He's like, yeah, he owns like the biggest promotion, fight promotion this side of the Galactic Union.
Oh, so he's a big deal.
Oh, come on, you're not jerking my quad here, are you?
I mean, I don't take in many of the fights because we're doing the White Lattice stuff. Trying to but
That stuff.
yeah, but it's I'm kind of like you guys, and mostly there for picking up stuff, but it's more of a I met him and I was just curious because I didn't know him, and so I just wanted to get a last thing I want to do is talk to a guy who's telling me he's a big deal, and then I end up on an operating table somewhere.
And so at that point, Tall kind of pauses and he's like, wait, wouldn't that be something you would do to the White Lattice?
No, I just mean like, I want to make sure that I'm just, on the right side of, for all I know, this guy is like dealing in like Aesir organs, and I didn't want to, end up getting pulled apart.
And so, yeah, they're like, no, my man, that he's, if that's who you really met, then yeah, he's a big time fight promoter. Bombastic's always looking for like the next big thing.
Okay. Red scales, feathered plume.
Yeah. So like, that sounds like him.
Oh, all right. So cool. Sounds legit. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank both of you. I don't want to take you guys away from, take too much time out of your day, but yeah, but no, thank you for talking with me. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
At that point, Tall, looks down to his timepiece. Is like, nope, that's it. We got to get back inside. So they just lift up the whole bench is kind of as the Yubari stands up at that point. He was really weighing it down.
All right, yeah, you guys take care of yourselves. Hopefully, I'll see you around.
So they wave. And they go walking back towards the the docks at that point, and their respective areas of employment.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll sit back down at our table and yeah, so that was the thing.
Excellent work. You got a bevy of information that's going to be helpful. Now we know that fight promoter is a real one. The fights are sanctioned, therefore nothing illegal would be happening. He's even very well known.
Yeah, it's good to know that the fighting, especially, is also largely, at least in this region, because he said they don't get the big guys. That would definitely help. Because I mean, how famous are we in the universe? Are people gonna see the one of the people who punched Tyrex's head off in the thing, and are they gonna clock me?
Hypothetically, no one outside of Earth knows who was the one who finished off Tyrax. Therefore, you should be in the clear, especially if that well-known fight promoter didn't identify you on sight.
I hope not. But yeah, we've also got some Salanthi food places we could check out. Maybe they have some cultural cachet places we can kind of further look into, like resistance stuff. Um, and also take Xenofreeze out for a you know authentic meal.
Excellent.
Yeah, he Phantom, you do this all the time.
Not since joining the legacy, but yes, this was part of my responsibilities and duties as a soldier.
Okay, man, I'm gonna have to watch how you do it because that was exhausting. I don't know how I don't know how you. Yeah, it's trying to talk and not yeah not ruin everything is tricky. I probably stepped on some weird things, but I hope I recovered okay.
I think you're selling yourself short. You seem to be doing very well. They weren't perturbed at what you said and willingly gave you information you asked for.
We are on an alien planet. There is much more room for improvisation in our stories since we know nothing.
Yeah, it was just when I mentioned did want to have my organs taken out, and he asked me, he's like, "Well, isn't that what you guys do?" I was like, "Wait, hold on, wait, maybe I don't know as much about the Aesir as I thought." But
No,
but
he was referring to the white lattice. It appears there may be some concern about the organization on this planet, or at
oh,
least the locals.
like maybe the White Lattice down here is not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Or they were making a joke.
Oh, yeah, it's
I,
possible.
I did not read joke on that comment.
Yeah, it sure is helpful having two people in my ear when I'm navigating social situations. If I went to high school, I'm pretty sure like having two people like helping me make decisions and stuff would be really helpful.
I'm glad we were helpful. So, with this, we at least now have a definite lead. I think by tonight, you should remake contact with that promoter, Zool, and agree to what he wants to do, participate in the fight. That could definitely be a way in. That could be the primary way we actually manage to find a Salanthi resistance if one exists.
And then yeah, doing the donating the money to like any Salanthi organization. Should probably have one in mind, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
With that said, then, let's see if we can find something that the Salanthi need, if there is any such organization. Perhaps we can find something on the local network. Otherwise, we can again travel around, see what we find.
Great.
So then, looking at the local network, Jerome, is there anything in this area that would be some sort of like Salanthi charity, anything that helps the Salanthi that could be donated to?
At the docks, no.
Well, like if we go on the local network and we try to look up like what would be available in this area, would that show us anything? If there's like an organization that accepts.
Yeah, 100%. Why don't you guys go ahead and give me reason checks as you navigate the essentially the online presence here on Zuobos.
Cool.
My reason is terrible, so I might just leave it to you. Well, it's not terrible. It's just good.
Let's see. And computer operation, will that give a
Yes.
column shift? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow feet.
Nice. That's my brother. It's my robot brother.
So you have, let's see, you've got a number of them to choose from. There's obviously quite a few because there's a need for charities. There's the Tidal Hand of Cooperation that work on that they work on primarily housing. Flow Keepers of Zenri, who focus on cultural preservation and spiritual counseling. Clear Current Initiative, that focus on medical aid for liquid biology species. The Refuge Basin Network, safe shelters for any vulnerable aliens. Children of the Shattered Ocean, orphans and youth education. Hydroworks Guild Relief Fund, Workers Protection and Labor Aid. And let's see, the Silver Tide Kitchens, soup kitchens basically for, soup kitchens and food distribution for multi-species population. Memory of the Deep Foundation, that funds Salanthi research and dysphoria leadership. The Blue Lantern Fleet, which is a group that's search and rescue. And the Ocean Remembered. Memorial and Planetary Restoration Advocacy.
What was the name of the last one? Ocean Remembrance?
The Ocean Remembered.
Oh, Remembered. Okay.
And so he's like, well, there are a bevy of different charities, several of them geared directly towards Salanthi help, but others are more multicultural. It seems that perhaps providing a mix of contributions to those that are primarily for the Salanthi would get their attention the most.
Yeah, I think the culture one, the Flow Keepers is Zenri, the Memory of the Deep sounds good. But yeah, no, I think
especially the Children of the Shattered Ocean, handling orphans and those that are displaced.
Yeah, that one definitely struck home a bit.
If I were creating or operating a resistance, this soup kitchen is where I would be active.
Excellent.
It is a cover where many could gather under an obvious reason that would explain a number of presences, and it would allow resistance leadership to make contact with those coming through the line without drawing any suspicion. Messages could be passed between someone receiving the food and the person giving them the food.
Interesting. I wonder if they have a branch or two in the local area. Let me see if I can find that. And Hyperion will look to see if there are any like local physical spots for the Silver Tide Kitchens.
Yes.
Sweet. Is there just one or multiple?
There's 3.
Nice. And he's like, there are actually 3 of those in the area. Do you think that it may be a good idea to visit one, if not all 3, just to get an idea of what happens there, see if any type of contact can be made?
Well, if we are going to push Ghani into fighting for a charity, we should perhaps meet with the charity first to let them know we will be fighting for their charity.
Excellent. It's a great idea. This is the most coherent plan we have. I think we should focus on this. Seems like we'll gather the most success, assuming that we can find any type of resistance. We are presuming that that is a thing. Well, we have the locations of these branches. I'll drive us to one of them. We'll see what we can find, see how to actually present this idea to them.
Right. Sounds good.
So we get back on our van and drive to one of those soup kitchens.
Okay, so presumably just the closest one. I'm not going to make you deep dive into role playing for that.
Right.
So the soup kitchen basically looks like a restaurant, not a super fancy one, but it looks like a restaurant, which you're starting to pick up a vibe here. Nothing on this planet looks like it's run down. They take it special. They've been taking a special care of maintaining a certain look.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing here gives the appearance that that there are lesser parts of town. There are definitely nicer parts of town, but nothing here looks anything less than above average. Everything is clean. And now that you've been driving around a lot, you also notice that there's you've seen no signs really of anybody doing anything illegal or getting in trouble or rousted by police.
And have we seen any like homeless of any type in the area?
If you have, you couldn't tell.
Got it. Okay.
Are there a lot of security cameras and stuff on poles and stuff, or?
Now that you're looking around, yes, there are.
Okay.
When you step inside, again, it's clean. It smells clean. There are several individuals in here, mostly Salanti, but there are 2 Gaxian in here as well. Their clothing's a little bit more beat up, a little bit more ragged, but they give the appearance more of that they're probably just not wearing their Sunday best than any real true homeless or troubled individual of that nature. Otherwise, it carries the appearance of a buffet. A buffet. They just take their tray up to the front. Looks like they have their choice of 3 different types of meals for the day, like primary meals, and they've got a couple of other things that can go with it. They're just looks like simple staples for the planet itself. One of which is clearly a type of bread. They have their choice of 2 different drinks, obviously, and there's a separate table off the side where people basically provide their it looks like they probably provide their information so they can get signed up for assistance. Okay. Otherwise, this looks kind of like just a restaurant like you would normally expect.
Jerome, are there any like pamphlets or anything like for information people could take with them or anything like that in here?
No, but there is a data pad off the side that you can link up to it with your own to take down whatever information you might need.
Okay.
This is by far and wide more of a paperless like society.
Okay. Yeah, it's because I was thinking about like whenever I go to like H Mart or something like that, they'll have like, oh, here's the pamphlet for like a local like church or like some other like event or thing. Yeah, I was going to see if like there was something like that we might also get like.
Yeah, I think they have that, but it's digital.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we should take a look at that and see what else we can find. But yeah, do we ask to talk to somebody in charge or?
Yes, you're going to want to speak to some kind of administrator. because they are going to need to be aware of, presuming that you win your fight, they are going to need to be aware of the incoming finances to record them and distribute them correctly.
Okay. Yeah. Hopefully they'll want to talk to us.
So,
It sounds like the fights are very public and well known, so uh, they are definitely going to be interested in not only the finances themselves, but the recognition that will occur as you are promoted.
Do we want to have Pulsar be the fighter and Heat Phantom could act as a possible agent, or will Pulsar be a free agent where he would be making these situations on his own with no help?
It depends on how long term you wish him to fight.
Then for
If
now
this
we
is
can. Go ahead.
if this is a one-off thing, then the administrator will want to speak with him directly as the promoted, linked to the charity. If it is a longer term uh, performance in these fights, then an agent would make sense.
We could then start with him being on his own for at least this first fighting opportunity. If this turns into something that is more extensive, that we could then continue with for more information or what have you, then perhaps introducing a manager would make sense. To keep this as simple as possible, then Pulsar, it seems like you'll be continuing being on your own, discussing this information with the administrator. Follow Heat Phantom's suggestions, and you should be fine.
All right. And are we still gonna go with the reason we're here, or the reason I'm here is white lattice stuff, but I moonlight in underground fighting?
You were directly approached by Mr. Garrick Zool, and you find that it's an excellent opportunity, being a part of the White Lattice, to actually help in a slightly different manner, given your capabilities.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Yeah, I'll kind of march over to any person who looks like they're kind of either an employee or like somebody who is doing some helping and isn't there to get food.
they're easy to spot. Looks like most people here are volunteers of some kind, which they are. Most of the people that are up front, with the exception of one that's working back here, are Salanti.
Okay.
The other one is Gaxian.
As I'm walking up, as I'm kind of like looking at stuff, I'm just gonna subvocally be like, uh, are we worried at all about the presence of Gaxians here?
I don't think so. It doesn't seem to be that every Gaxian is a member of their own military. We've seen that they do act differently, especially the Gaxian who was literally the fight promoter.
Okay. All right. So I'll approach the whichever one is closest and be like, put on my deep Aesir voice and be like, say, excuse me, would it be possible for me to speak to somebody who is like kind of running this branch of the Silvertide Kitchens?
So it was the Gaxian who you're talking to is closest at that point.
Okay.
The Gaxian you're talking to has crimson scales with a feathered crest behind his head. And he says, and he has a, oh, never mind. Nope. I thought I was looking at somebody else. So he's pretty clean cut looking. His clothing's nice, but he's also got the apron on like, the others are, the volunteers. He says, yeah, that'd be me.
Oh, excellent. So, my name is Gani.
Yanni?
Myself and Gani.
Gani. Okay.
Yeah, Gani. Yeah,
How can I help, Gani?
yeah. So I'm here. I'm here on Zwabas for the White Lattice Accords, and I was approached by have you heard of Garrick Zool?
He says, a lot of people have heard of Garrick Sewell.
Okay. Yeah, Garrick Zool, he thinks that I might be able to do kind of well in the fighting arena. Uh Not being somebody who is, super into the idea of making a lot of money fighting, I was thinking that in as part of my work with the White Lattice, in order to make sure that we're helping as many people as we can, I was thinking, would you all be all right if I fought in the name of the Silvertide Kitchens, and any of my winnings, my cut would go to you all?
So he kind of looks around for a second. He says, I don't exactly have the ability to make that call, but I would imagine the administration would like that quite a bit.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just want to help anywhere that I can, and I think that you all are doing amazing work, and I want to, if I can win a couple of fights and get you guys some extra funding, that would be the best option for me.
Okay, great. So do you have some way we can reach back out to you? I'll have to, let our administration know and pass that along.
I'll say, yeah, hold on. I don't have any. I don't know if were we given cards, guys? No.
Hyperion will subvocalize. You can tell them the room that we're staying in at the Great Ocean.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but I was like, wait, did we get credentials? Okay, yeah. So I'll say, I'm staying at the Great Ocean Hotel. This is my hotel number. So yeah, I'm gonna go talk to Garrick about, because apparently there's a fight tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna yeah, give me a call in there. Yeah, ask for Gani, and this is my hotel number, and yeah, uh let's do some good.
He says, all right, I'll have somebody look into that. So he kind of looks at you like he's giving you a discerning look, like he's trying to size you up, sort of thing. And he says, this better not be a joke. These people genuinely need help.
No, no, I would no. What kind of monster would joke about charity like that?
You'd be surprised.
Oh, I would be surprised. That's terrible. But no, yeah, I don't want to toot my own horn, but if I can do this fighting thing and I can make a difference, I'd like to.
All right. Well, I will try and get somebody in touch with you soon.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Sticks out his clawed hand to shake yours.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand.
Okay. He has a very firm handshake, and he carries himself very orderly.
Okay.
Like he's a volunteer here, but he's put together in a better way. He's not like a commoner, like somebody who just threw jeans and a t-shirt and decided to volunteer, sort of thing. Like he probably had some sort of career outside of this.
Okay. Does he look like a military type, or maybe ex-military or something?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
Only because you kind of know your own.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll say, yeah, it was a pleasure talking with you. What's your name? I'm sorry.
Varsha Rick.
Varsha Rick. Okay. All right. Thank you, Varsha. It was a pleasure talking with you. I look forward to look forward to working with you guys in the future. I really appreciate it.
So he snaps a nod at that point, and then he motions, two other people to come back around to change out shift.
All right. Yeah, I'll strut my way back over to the bros.
Okay.
Yeah. Looks like I got it in.
2 for due. Doing an excellent job. Well done.
Yeah. Hopefully it holds up for the fights.
You brought up an interesting point. Perhaps we should, beyond our identity papers, also create some official business cards for our White Lattice activities.
We would need to make sure that we have a standardized communication device that others would use so they could contact us. So that could be something that we do next to make sure we get that out of the way. Seeing as how it seems we have now this more or less locked down, we just have to head back to the Great Ocean, and Pulsar can speak to. Sorry, there's just a lot of on-screen thing. Oh, okay. Shelley did a celebration thing on the
Yes.
on the channel. Never saw that before. Go ahead.
You were speaking earlier of our communications. Perhaps it would behoove us to purchase some local communications equipment.
Exactly.
A burner, as we might call it in the industry, but one that is perfectly legal and normal to the local communications grid.
Good idea. That could be what we do next. After that, head back to the Great Ocean, and Pulsar can speak with the promoter and accept his offer and get the details on what can he expect next.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
So then we'll drive to a local electronics shop or whatever to find some communicators and get those for ourselves.
Okay. And that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for the evening for this particular game. So we got 2.5 hours in at that point. We have RP votes to do, so we're going to start off with George.
I think I'm gonna go with. Oh, it's hard because I want to give it to both of you guys for like coaching me through the through the stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Matt because
Okay.
he led off with the and he got us that sweet Nebula eel.
Okay. Dale.
I'm gonna go with George for being the self-promoting-ish fighter who got through all those conversations. Like, awesome, well done.
Okay. And Matt.
I would also go with George for the conversations at the food park and the espionage type things that we're doing.
Okay. So George, you end up winning it. So it's an extra 200 karma for you personally.
Thanks, guys.
You can spend on whatever.
I'll start working on my my Mike Tyson voice for the prize fight.
Oh no.
For the after fight interview.
Yeah, you'll need to take your tone up an octave there.
Yeah, I was going for deep, like yes, Thor Odin's son, but yeah, maybe I should be up here. Yeah, so
Gotta be up
my
here.
father Odin, he gave me a mighty hammer, and he tried for me to be good with it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
All right, so next week we have our Dungeons and Dragons game, Kingdoms of the Shattered Crown, starting at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday, which is the 2nd. Then the following week is where we pick everything back up. On the 8th, which is Wednesday, we have our Star Wars game. On the 10th, we have Mythic Savannah, which starts at 7:30. And then we're back to this game on the 11th, which again starts at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So thank you guys all for hanging out with us, tuning in, chatting, and so on and so forth. Hopefully we'll catch you all again the next time. Good night, guys.
Night.
Hey.